212 is the podcast, episode 113 with the podcast. I am here, DJ Jerome Baker III. We are back. We are a team united, not divided. And shout out to my man, Don't Charge Abdul.
Yo, we in the building.
Listen, people, before you get any, you know what I'm saying, any sort of
Joe Budden vibes.
Budden-isms, right?
Okay.
Streetwear Eddy is just...
has been kicked off the podcast.
He's been kicked off the podcast, and so therefore you will not be hearing from him again.
Fuck him. His new name is Rory. You're fired.
Whoa. Whoa. Real talk, though. Streetwear Eddy is not feeling well. And so, Abdul and myself are going to hold it down tonight. We miss our guy.
Hopefully man. Hope you feel better, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, him and I went to lunch today, and whatever we had at the burrito spot, fucked him up.
Listen, man, there's no reason to not go to Taqueria Habanero. That should be your only burrito spot in D.C.
I've never done the burrito from there, but
Renac.
I try to tell y'all, my stomach is African. You know what I mean?
And
not a whole lot can take me out.
And
Taqueria
Habanero has another spot called Tequila and Mezcal on 14th Street as well. Crack.
Okay.
Super crack.
Yeah, we went to a well-dressed burrito. The homie Ravi, who also listens to the podcast, you know that, is in town from Portland, and myself, Eddie, and Bromar met up with Ravi, and we went to go grab a bite to eat, and then went by the shop and checked it out. So it was good to see everybody, but yeah, unfortunately, our guy got fucked up, man. That burrito fucked him up. But shout out to the owner of the spot. He was super nice, hooked us up with desserts and all this stuff. And but I don't know, man. I don't know what happened.
Poison y'all niggas. Anyway,
he tried to take us out.
Try to assassinate me, God.
Try to assassinate me. Yeah.
Like Malcolm on the balcony. You know what I mean?
They try to take our guy out, man. The pod is getting too successful.
Listen, Streetwear Eddy's our guy. He's doing well. He'll be back next week. It'll be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll drop a mini episode in between. Next week's episode, just to
there you go.
Let y'all know he's doing well.
What's up with you, Rome? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Everything is peace. It
was good to see y'all last week. Was it last week we hung out? What night was that?
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
So last Thursday here in D.C., some friends of the Whats'a podcast, a.k.a. Also a former guest, Kevin Scooty Hallam's, and a future guest, Ian Ican Calendar, opened a new spot. They have a spot in Southeast D.C. called Sandlot Southeast.
Yep.
And then this past Thursday, I, Jerome Baker III, was DJing the opening of their new spot, Sandlot Georgetown. If you live in D.C., Sandlot Georgetown, 2715 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest. It's pretty much across the street from the Four Seasons in what used to be a gas station. And
in the heart of Georgetown. And
like the beginning of Georgetown.
True, but, still
the heart. But nevertheless,
it's the heartbeat.
It's prime location.
Like,
my goodness, it gets no iller.
And basically, and you don't have to be from D.C. to have heard of Georgetown. I know you heard it in Mad Raps. Georgetown University, historical college. So yeah, I mean they're right there, dog. The vibe is dope.
For Sandlot, I think it's amazing. I think Georgetown itself is going through a transition, like many other retail kind of spots. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of dead, right? But Georgetown is a very well-to-do neighborhood here in D.C. And we had a ball. A lot of the homies were out in general. You know what I'm saying? We came together to form like Voltron.
Yeah.
Myself, Streetwear Eddy, Abdul, Bromar. Oh no, was Bromar? Yeah, Bromar was there. Yeah, Bromar pulled up. And so that was Thursday, man. We had a good time. I went out and actually DJ'd again on Saturday and Sunday.
I have a feeling that's going to be my spot for the summertime, man.
It's
like the vibe of being outdoors just gives me that sort of island sort of vibe. You know what I mean? Like all the West Indian Jamaican parties I've been to in Miami as well as in Kingston are pretty much all outside, and that just adds a different dimension than being inside of a club. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean it's in Georgetown, so I don't know how busy you can get in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? The music can't obviously I don't think can be super loud. Probably some sort of noise restrictions apply out there, but the vibe is dope. Like I can go out there, you know, with my wife and hang out and, you know, get some drinks, hold it down and just hang out with the fellas. I think it's gonna be a good look. So
Yeah,
shout out to them, man. Shout out to
it's a
Scooty
great
and
space,
Ian.
man. Like I said, I pulled up Saturday to DJ again.
Yeah.
I closed it out 7 to 10. Then I DJ'd Sunday from 2 to 5. So the whole opening weekend, you know what I'm saying, was rocking.
Yeah.
It was a good look.
You're starting to get back into it, dog.
Starting to get back into it, yeah. So funny enough, man, Saturday night after I'm done DJing, Bromar and the whole squad is in there. They're like, yo, we're going to Virginia. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to
Yeah.
meet y'all there, of course. Whole time I'm like, bro, I'm going home. Like, this
Yeah.
is nothing, right? Bromar calls me. He's like, yo, I think I left my wallet there. And I said, what? He's like, yeah, dude, I left my wallet there.
Where?
I'm like,
in the spot in VA or
no, at Sandlot in
Oh,
Georgetown.
okay.
So, you know, I would never if somebody's like has my wallet, I would never be like, well, dude, I'll just meet you tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
you want to give them their wallet.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
cool. So
So you found the wallet.
found the wallet.
Okay,
So,
good. That's
so then,
a success story right there on its own.
right there. So boom. I'm like, I text him back, like, I got the wallet, just trying to be like, I don't really want to come to VA.
Yeah.
Let's link tomorrow. He's like, I bet we got a table. Like, let's do it. I'm like, all right. So I'm trying to kill time. I basically walk from Sandlot to the end of Georgetown. I walk to the Key Bridge. Right?
Yeah.
I get to the Key Bridge and I see a scooter.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just trying to. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take the Lyft scooter, and just because I'm just trying to kill time. I don't want to go to like Clarendon or whatever. Right? They're like,
Yeah.
it's like a 20-minute ride on a scooter. I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Fully
I
charged
could
scooter.
chill.
Right.
Yeah.
Chill. Right.
Take
Boom.
my time getting there.
I take the scooter across the Key Bridge.
And you're going to the spot over there by the gas station in, right? If we don't want to say a name. Where are you going?
No. I'm going to another spot.
Okay.
But they're all in the same area. They're all in the same area.
Okay.
Yeah. I get to the other side. Boom. The scooter dies. Right?
In the middle of the bridge or
No, like I'm on the
cross?
Virginia
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Come to find out, Lyft scooters do not work in Virginia.
Oh.
So
I did not know that.
Neither did I. So I have to.
They
take
don't
the
let you
scooter.
cross state lines.
Yo, the thing is, they don't let you dead the ride either.
So they kept charging you.
No, so I had to take the scooter and go back to DC, back across the Key Bridge.
You're lying.
No, I'm walking. After you get so far across the bridge, it then turns back on. So I go all the way back.
But how did you figure out that you needed to walk it back over
because
to DC?
when I look at the map, it's called a red zone or a dead zone or something like that. And they have a little part of the bridge which is good.
Yeah.
But everything else is red, and then everything in DC is good to go.
Good to go.
So I'm like, fuck, man. So he's calling me. I'm like, this sucks, bro.
This fucking sucks.
I take the scooter back right across the Key Bridge, right where like the Trek store is and like all that stuff.
You
right
should have
there.
thrown that shit in the water.
I was about to.
Fucking go right where you end the ride and then dump that shit right into the fucking Potomac.
I call. So at this point, he's blowing me out. I'm like, bro, I'm on the way. I'm like, yo, Lyft is taking forever. Like, there's no cabs, whatever.
Yeah.
So boom, I wait 6 minutes for a Lyft. Lyft gets me to VA. I get him his wallet. We're at some random. It's like a strip mall. I don't even know what it is, but it's in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
And Virginia is wide open, outside, open.
Yeah.
I see Matthias. He's outside smoking a cigarette. He's like, yo, walk in, go straight. We got the table right there. Boom. They got 2 huge bottles of Casamigos right there. I've just DJ'd for 3 hours. I'm tired. I want to go home. Yeah. We stayed in the club till it closed, which was 12, thank goodness. Shout out to DJ Rise. He was there. He was he was just so happy to see us there that we kept rocking out. Boom.
He's not mad at us anymore?
Nah, Rise is cool.
Oh, okay. All right. Shout out to Rise.
Yeah, we go back to Bromar's place. We're hanging out for like an hour and a half, about to get tired. Bromar's like, yo, you know there's a 24/7 McDonald's in my building, right? I said,
Yep.
Oh, man. Grabbed the 20-piece, some fries, a little orange juice.
Oh, orange juice to be healthy.
No. Orange high C. Fuck it, we're
Orange soda.
we're
Yeah.
already in. No, not
Yeah.
the soda, but like
All
it's like
right.
an orange flavored sugar drink.
Yeah.
So I'm hurt at this point, man. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna let me just get home. So I called a Lyft. The Lyft shows up like 5 minutes early while I'm waiting for my food because McDonald's was a banger. Like clearly everybody goes
Yeah.
here at
Yeah.
late at night. So I don't even remember the ride home. I just remember pulling into my building, which is like, that's not a good thing. And then I didn't eat all of that food. I think I had like 4 nuggets and I just killed the fries and went to sleep. But good times in Sandlot. I predict there's going to be a lot more hanging out this summer.
Yeah.
Once
That's crazy to me that your go-to is a 20-piece nugget at McDonald's. Actually, we had this conversation, I think, at Sandlot last week.
At Sandlot, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, no, if I go to McDonald's, my go-to is probably going to be a Big Mac. Like, that's one of my favorite burgers, that Thousand Island dressing. And I don't eat it that often. So, obviously,
right.
If you know what I'm saying? That makes it even better just because
No,
I haven't
course.
had it in like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I know where there's McDonald's relative to where I live, but I never would go to McDonald's. I don't like.
You know what else I fuck with at McDonald's? To be honest, like if I catch myself on 95 and I need to like get something, I'll do like 2 of them regular hamburgers. The joints that used to be 59 cents back in the day. I think they're now like $1, right?
Yeah.
I'll just get 2 of them hamburgers with no cheese, and they fucking hit, man. And I kind of feel like I'm not ODing and eating really, really bad. In my head, that's what I'm telling myself.
Right.
So, yeah, I'll just grab that and a fountain soda Sprite.
Well, we've already discussed it. And
There's nothing like it.
People, if you're out there, you should know that a crispy Sprite from McDonald's is pretty much undefeated.
Undefeated.
I like the cheeseburger. So the burger, what you're talking about, if you just whatever they throw that little slap that piece of cheese on there, maybe they charge you 40 cents.
No, I think it's $1.05. That one is like 5 cents more.
Yeah.
And you're right. I prefer that. But in my head, I tell myself, yo, the cheese is like
so
OD. Like I need to relax. I need to eat healthy. Let me just get the joint without cheese.
I respect it. I respect it. No doubt. If you have a late night, once in a blue moon, you're a little turned up, you're on 95.
Yeah.
Food preference, let us know. Particularly here, like, especially here, like when you're south of the Turnpike, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, there's always a good spot. Especially just, I don't know, for some reason Virginia has a lot of, like, stops that have a lot of food, right? Like, so we'll talk about it. But like you said, man, so there was an announcement earlier this week that I had been anticipating from the nightlife, from the mayor, actually, stating that on May 19th, I believe,
that's next week, right? May 19th. Oh yeah, next week Wednesday.
Maybe it's May 19th or May 21st. One of those 2 days.
Okay.
DC can open at 50% capacity.
Right.
And then on June 11th, DC can open at 100% capacity.
Sheesh.
AKA, let's go.
Oh my goodness! That first weekend in June 11th is a Friday.
It's a Friday. So
are you ready?
I already got, I think, 2 parties for that Friday.
I don't know. Maybe you should just be like, I'm gonna take off on that Friday.
No,
we need to hit the streets though.
I show you my bank account. Bank account gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need paper.
I respect it.
So we gotta get active immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I already have 2 parties that Friday. I think I got one that Saturday already. And No. I have 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, and I'm waiting for the Sunday to hit me back.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Starting a new Wednesday party. That'll be fun. Yeah, I mean, listen, the streets are active.
Yeah, people are ready, man.
I don't know if they've made any clarifications about the mask mandates per se. So that will be interesting to see depending on the club you're in or just how that affects nightlife in general. Luckily,
I'll be honest, I think I'm keeping my mask on.
What I'm going to say is luckily for me as the DJ, a lot of these spaces already, the way the DJ booths are set up, they're pretty far away, so I'll feel good wearing like 1 mask instead of 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Indoors. I like the blue joint a lot, so I've already put
Same here.
I've already put 17 of those in my DJ bag. And so yeah, man. I mean, DC. I figure like Vegas is gonna open June 1st, and
Yeah.
California opens June 15th. So I had a feeling that the mayor was going to be like, hey, like we need to open up in between because we're gonna look crazy if we're opening up any later.
Somebody that we know is actually also selling those immunization, the vaccine cards. He's letting them go for 200 a pop. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Um, but yeah, that's becoming a thing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you can get yourself the fake vaccine card and make it look like you already got. And he's got them all. He's like, yo, which one do you want? Moderna? You want Pfizer? You want Johnson and Johnson? Like, he's got flavors. Like, take your pick.
I don't rock with that only because have you seen the bonuses that they're giving people now if you get the vaccine?
No, from who? Who's giving the bonus?
Various people like you. Some organizations are giving you football tickets, baseball tickets. Uber's
Did we
giving you money, like all sorts of crazy shit to get a shot.
did we fuck up by getting the vaccine too early?
Yes,
We should go get another one
I might do it.
just to get like free tickets.
I might be like, yo, does this count as a booster? Because if this counts as a little booster,
I'll get it right now.
Because
Yeah.
what they're telling states are like, yo, you got to use it or lose it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if we're gonna need a booster further down the road, and it's been, I think, a month since I was fully vaccinated, I need like, yo, Uber
Another
and
dose.
bro, you can't get an Uber or Lyft, but if you log on to the website, I mean, if you log on to the app and say you want to go get a COVID vaccination, 2 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like,
I like
fam,
that.
I love it.
I like
You know
it.
what I'm
I
saying?
like that they're encouraging people to go out and get vaccinated.
Shout out. No, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
Shout out to the Navajo Nation.
Oh, shout out to the Navajo Nation, of course.
The
What they
Navajo,
do?
they donated their surplus of vaccines to India.
Oh man, that's a great gesture. I
And
hope they
they're-
got vaccinated though.
No, they were no games, no gimmicks on the Navajo Nation.
Okay.
Because they had a lot of their elders, particularly a lot of the elders who speak like certain languages
Yeah.
that only like 4 elders who were all 85 or older know. They made sure that they played no games with the vaccine. So the Navajo Nation was like, we're going to donate the rest of ours to India, which is fantastic.
Yeah, India's going through it, man.
India's going through it. So shout out to obviously, like we said, man, nightlife is here. The clubs are open. DJs are excited.
Already.
Venues are excited. I know DC has lost a lot of quality venues, so it's going to be a different summer.
R.I.P.
You know what I'm
to all
saying?
those.
R.I.P. to all those because there was some
Yeah.
quality lost.
Yeah.
Quality.
R.I.P. to Marvin. Of course.
Marvin's the big one, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Marvin. U Street Music Hall.
Yeah.
Soto. I don't know if you ever went to Soto.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. My wife used to have a annual holiday party there every year.
Okay. Yeah. Downstairs spot. Yeah,
Yep,
that's why
downstairs spot.
Friday nights that joint used to crack
Of
with
course.
the neo soul vibe. If that was what you wanted in your
That's
life,
your vibe. If that's your thing, yeah.
that was it. I don't know where they're gonna be now, but we'll see.
They'll be on U Street now. Be like at Apple Lounge, getting busy.
Nah, Apple Lounge is too hookah. It's too hookah for them. They'll be at Eaton. You know
They'll
what I'm
find
saying?
something else.
Yeah. So obviously, man, episode 113. There's a ton going on in the world. We would be remiss to not start off, obviously, this part of the conversation with just, I think I can speak for. And I'm going to speak for myself here. I don't want to speak about for Abdul. Or obviously, Eddie's not here tonight. But hashtag Free Palestine. We're
100%.
we're seeing the injustices that are going on against Palestine. I've learned so much about the Israeli occupation
Same here.
since the late 1940s, I believe.
Yep.
The oil that's involved, the U.S., how much they're actually supporting the Israeli occupation, and just the whole situation. Obviously, loss of life on any side is extremely sad, and we wish for it not to happen. However, when you break it down to see what's going on, the force that Israel's using, the backup that Israel has, I'm talking about kids being taken out of their homes,
Mm-hmm.
and just all sorts of just travesties against the Palestinian people. How they got the shitty land. They can't leave. If they leave their city, they can't come back. You know what I mean? It's just grave injustice against the Palestinian people. The Zionist movement is something that I'm still reading about right now. There were huge protests in New York City. I want to say yesterday. If this is Wednesday, it was Tuesday. So not all Jewish people are for this activity against Palestinians. So it's just been an eye opener. Obviously, I saw a tweet today that said when you explain the Israel-Palestine situation to black people, all black people were like, "Fuck yeah, free Palestine." You know what I'm saying? Because we've we've been there before. You know what I'm saying? So seeing a lot of people defend Israel's actions. I've seen Joe Biden saying stuff that was pro-Israel. I saw Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang played himself.
Yeah. And I want to give a shout to Eddie Wong. Eddie
100%.
Wong,
yep,
was very nice in his criticism of Andrew Yang.
He's been a big Yang supporter.
He was been a supporter, but he was like,
supporter.
He just said, "I'm disappointed," and I feel like you can be disappointed. I appreciated his measured criticism.
Yep, with all due respect, it's still
with
free
all
Palestine.
due respect, it's still free Palestine. And with all due respect, I feel like he could have went a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying, and like I said, I understand we're adults. He spoke very eloquently. He didn't call him out of his name. It was et cetera, et cetera. But, you got to drive home a point. It's still stop Asian hate, right? And for Yang to come out and just say this idiotic shit, he was trying to actually go to a spot in New York that was like a Muslim spot. He was gonna pass out food, I believe.
Fuck out of here! Keep that food to yourself.
No,
bitch.
and they told him not to come. The organizers told him not to come.
Beat it. It's over.
You know what I'm saying? And so
he just single-handedly took himself out of this race.
I hope so.
And you know what? That was my issue with him. As much as I wanted to bang with him, even when he was running for president, it just seemed like he was trying to make everybody else happy. And whether it was his funders, whether it was people that liked him, it was just never. It felt like he didn't have a mind of his own, and I think that's what just happened again for him, because I think he's trying to, obviously, the Jewish population in New York City is very well to do, and there's a lot of money behind him, and I think he was trying to make those funders and that part of his voting community happy by tweeting something. And my old thing is, he should have just shut the fuck up. Nobody asked you for your opinion on one,
Correct.
But I'm glad you showed you came out and you said it. It did not go the way you wanted, and it all turned into fucking backlash. And you know what? I think Eddie did the right thing, because I saw he killed the dude in one post, but then his next posts after that were all about why, if you were just a reasonable person, that you would, because he went through the whole history of the Israel and Palestine conflict and how it just affects everybody. So I thought the explanation was very well done. But like you, I've also learned a lot about what this is about. And I had no idea that Israel did not exist up until like the late 40s, and they didn't actually get their independence, or they didn't become a state until like the late 60s or early 70s or something like that.
It was like Britain had to
Who
like,
the
take
fuck
the
is
land.
Britain to give away land?
Well, here's the thing. Britain has been.
They're the most evil person on fucking earth, man.
So that is why I've never really been high on Britain, because people forget, right? And listen,
they definitely forget.
I love Top Boy, right? I like Skepta.
But those
like,
are all people of color.
Right.
The Caucasians, the colonizers,
the British because people forget about what they did to India.
They did
right?
to all of Africa.
All of Africa. People forgot what they've done to the Aborigines in
Australia.
right? And how British activity is very much responsible also for like slavery.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Also, the British activity influenced France and what France did to Haiti.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and other countries in Africa.
Other countries in Africa. So
yeah.
Britain, Great Britain, London, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they are not this standard of excellence and the Queen and the dude that just passed away. Like they can all kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? Because their behavior has contributed to this.
Yep.
100-fold. 100-fold. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so, what's the podcast? Obviously, we're very passionate. We're people of color. Everybody on this show is a person of color, and you know what I'm saying. We recognize and have no problem calling out injustice when it's right there in our face. So again, death of all is unfortunate, and it's we hate to see it, but it is free Palestine over here till the wheels fall off. You know what I mean?
100%.
And so, if you want to argue about it in the comments, feel free. If you want to bring something to the light, feel free. We're here to educate ourselves, but ultimately, after doing the knowledge ourselves, we are grown individuals.
Yeah.
Our stance is free Palestine. You know what I'm saying?
And I just I got a lot of people hitting me and saying some of my comments might be anti-Semitic and things like that. I just want to make one thing fucking clear. This is not about religion. This is just about humanity, right? Like, put yourselves in the shoes of Palestinians. This is your land. You've been there for centuries. Your people, your generations and generations and generations of your people have come up on this land. And for it to just be taken away by outsiders, like Britain came in there and just took the land away and just started giving it away to fucking Jewish settlers, right? After the Holocaust. And they came in as refugees and were given this land. It's just fucking nasty. And now, how can you even allow a Zionist state to come in and be like, yo, this state needs to be only Jewish? Continue to take more land, kick people off their own properties. I could never imagine something like this will be happening in 2021. In front of the eyes of the whole world, and you're behind it, and you're willing to support that, that's nasty. And I have Jewish friends that are like my family, and they don't even bang with this shit.
Yeah, we all do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're totally against this. So I think just calling somebody an anti-Semite just because it's something you don't agree with or it's something you don't want to hear is just the easy way out, man. It's the sucker route. So,
So again, man, free
Palestine.
Free
100%. Yeah.
What's the podcast? Episode
Craziness.
113, 23 years ago today. 23 years ago today, It's Dark and Hell is Hot was released.
Oh, shit.
Rest in peace, DMX.
Rest in peace, DMX. He's got a new album coming out.
Comes out the 28th. It's called Exodus.
You know what would have been tight if that Exodus album came out today? Like on that 23-year anniversary.
Yeah. That would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's dark and hell is hot. I mean, obviously, it just kicked off a hell of a year for Def Jam because they had that. Then they had Volume 2 by Jay-Z, September 29th, 1998. And then they had the next DMX album in December of 98.
Oh, so he dropped 2 albums within like 4 months, 3 months? No.
No.
Oh, sorry. We're in May. Never mind.
It was DMX J, then DMX again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the next album, the second DMX album came out closer to like Christmas, right?
It was December.
Okay.
Early December.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm bugging.
So,
all right.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot, obviously, you know what I'm saying, classics. I mean.
Classic.
I'll be honest with you. Mace might have had the best verse on the album, though.
People sleep on Mace, man. I might agree with that.
That verse on Niggas Done Started Something
I'm,
is phenomenal.
Mace is slept on. Mace is slept on. He's had, especially on other people's joints, he's almost always bodied whoever else was on that song.
It's one of my top 5 verses of all time, man. He killed
He
that
goes
shit.
hard.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know how many of our listeners, and you should because we're all, elder statesmen here. But if you remember that summer of '98, you couldn't avoid Get At Me Dog. You really couldn't avoid like Hard Knock Life. You couldn't avoid Can I Get A? And then when they dropped the remix to How's It Going Down with Faith,
Yeah.
it was the perfect summertime New York City video. And you also couldn't avoid Rough Riders Anthem.
Yeah, I'm
Gotta
also
forget about
trying to remember when Nori dropped an album. He dropped
98.
his album in '98 too. I'm
90
trying to
I was-
remember if it was around summer or after summer, but
It was
that shit was a moment too, man.
It was early September or August. I got to the dorm in middle of August, and the Nori album had just came out. There was a
Got
Busta
it.
album. There was a Busta album that came out too.
Yeah, '98 was a good year for music.
Good year. Good year. For
'98
music,
was a
man.
good
98
year
was
for
good.
fucking music, man.
So it's Dark as Hell is Hot. If you get a chance, go back, listen to it. It would be a great soundtrack for this summer.
Rough Riders Anthem for me might be top 5 videos of all time.
Oh yeah, bananas.
With the bikes, are you kidding me?
The funniest part that I've seen is a lot of memes on Twitter. Let's say and this is just for the sake of the meme. Let's say a Karen has said something very crazy, right? And a lot of people will use the part in Rough Riders Anthem where he says, "Mind your business, lady."
Yeah.
I've seen that on hundreds of memes. They'd be like, "Look, mind your
Mind your
business,
business, lady. Yeah.
Yo,
I love
it's
it.
hilarious.
I love it.
So what's the podcast? Obviously, we appreciate all the albums we just spoke about. We'll talk about them. We'll make sure that obviously, we'll repost it. We'll put it in the story. Make sure you check the story. We'll get Tom to add some visuals to the YouTube presentation.
Shout out to Silent Tom, man. We asked him to hop on today and take Eddie's place, and he said no.
That was a quick no. That was a quick no.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, episode 113.
Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. End of Ramadan. And that's another thing what made the whole conflict in Israel so heartbreaking was, they attacked Palestinians in a mosque. That's what really set it off. Is there were some eviction notices sent out to Palestinian families they got to get the fuck out of their homes. I don't think those were followed through, and so they doubled down by attacking Muslims who were the last 10 days of Ramadan are supposed to be the holiest times of Ramadan, right? Muslims believe that's the time, these are the days you can get the closest to God. So there's a lot of prayers happening, and Palestinians and they're hardcore Muslims, right? So a lot of people are in the mosque all the time, and they attack the mosque, and they attack the people at the mosque.
That's crazy, bro.
Yo, and that one post of that, I think it was Sean King, I saw a post of everybody celebrating as the mosque was burning. I don't know if you saw that video, dog, but
I did not.
oh my God, it was the nastiest thing ever. There were literally thousands of people celebrating and singing as the mosque is burning in the distance. You can see it. And apparently the translation of the songs they were singing was erase them. That's what they were chanting over and over and over again. It was one of the nastiest things I've seen by far, man. It just unbelievable that this is happening in today's world. So, but yeah, Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. Today's Wednesday. We're celebrating Eid tomorrow. There's a 3-day spread like Muslims have. Eid can fall on any one of those days depending on what mosque you go to. I believe some people might have celebrated Eid today on Wednesday, but I'm doing my thing tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. I'm go see my mother and get some good food with my family. Now everybody's vaxxed up. We can actually hold it down without masks. So I'm excited for that.
I mean, listen, man, that's the beauty of knowledge. Knowledge is your friend, man. You have to just
Indeed.
learn. The more,
Yeah.
you know, we live in a
And
social
we're
media.
learning too.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
no.
all new.
Listen,
Yeah.
I've heard about this, but I didn't know about this the way until I've seen a lot of people who I'm friends with sharing things on social media.
Yeah.
And the illest part is when you see people clashing that people that have opposing views to something that you're like learning about. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you're Jewish, you're Muslim. Like, we all might have been turning up last year, and
Right.
now that this is on somebody's Instagram post, the comments are like friend versus friend. You're like,
Yeah.
what's really going on? But like you said, the beauty of getting to know things is that people aren't going to always agree, and we're also at an age where I'm okay with losing friends if you're not able to see the humanity in situations. And
100%.
that's what this is ultimately turning into, bro. This is a humanity issue. This is not a religion issue, like you said earlier. This is about it is not right to remove children. 13.
It's not a religious issue. Yeah.
They bombed. They
Yeah.
bombed like a women's school. Like 13 school children, all young girls
It's
were
fucked up.
killed. Like, what is your justification for this?
Yeah.
Yes, you're gonna come back and say something happened on your side, okay, but fam, like they are targeting specifically, like you said, the chant is erase
Residential
them.
areas. Yeah.
The chant is erase them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm learning a lot about this. When you find out the support that they're getting from colonizers, it makes things even worse.
From America.
From America.
It's
America.
nasty.
It's
Yeah.
really nasty.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
What's a podcast? Leave us a comment. Really leave us a comment. We get a lot of great DMs, DMs, but leave us a comment because we want the algorithm to rock, and just let us know how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let us know how you feel because we want to engage. We want to learn. And it's crazy. Oh, also real quick on the issue of humanity here in D.C. last summer, there was a Black Lives Matter mural painted on 16th and K Street Northwest.
Yep.
That mural has now been painted over.
You're kidding me.
I am not kidding you.
By who?
Supposedly they're repaving the road. Supposedly. But we'll see if it gets
So Black Lives Matter Plaza, which is where that is being repaved. A road that nobody uses, cars don't even come down, is now being repaved.
Okay.
Funny, huh?
Okay. Shout out to our guy, Catone. You know Catone, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Sammy.
Yeah. So we speak often.
Okay.
And we just happened to be talking today.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I heard such and such. I was like, I'm about to ride my bike down there just because I wanted to see it for myself so we can see about it tonight. He's like, bro, save yourself the trip. He said, I went over there the other day. He said it's absolutely painted over.
Gone.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. With no date though.
As to when they're
gonna bring it back. Yeah.
Damn.
Listen,
Shout out
man.
to Catone, man.
Shout
Good
out to
looking
Catone.
out.
Show.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, man. America is real ugly right now. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like, you've got a lot of states who are like removing themselves from like unemployment programs because they want people to go back to work. You've got companies trying to persuade people to come back to work, like working in the business. Fuck that. Like, it has been shown that working from home is actually helping. Like, it's made people more productive. It's made businesses run more fluid. But I've seen commercials. You know what I'm saying? I've seen just a variety of different propaganda trying to get people to come back to work. One of the ugliest things that I've seen is this new Facebook. So Facebook owns WhatsApp and Instagram.
Yep.
Facebook threw a fit because a lot of their business is based on targeted ads. They want to track you across the internet and in real life.
Yep. Everything you're doing.
If you don't
your preferences.
If you don't upgrade to the newest WhatsApp, which includes allowing them to track and give you these targeted ads, after about 6 weeks, it pretty much bricks the program for you. You cannot use WhatsApp at all anymore. You won't get calls. It will stop sending out text messages.
Wait, unless you update to the newest WhatsApp.
Update to the newest WhatsApp, but in order to update, you have to allow them to track you across the internet.
Damn.
Shit is fucked up, B. Yeah, I read that. I was like, yo, y'all are foul. Super
That is foul. And but they're also, there's now that new Apple update that went out that gives it gives users the right to stop apps from tracking you, and
It does.
Facebook threw a huge fit about that. I was listening to some news article about that, news report about that, where they were talking about this war between Apple and Facebook has been going on for the last few years now, and Tim Cook, who is or was the Apple CEO, is very much about quote unquote about privacy, right? So he does not fuck with Facebook at all. He does not think that what they're doing, collecting user information, is ethical. He does not think. He actually suggested to Mark Zuckerberg that they need to change their business model, like using gathering all this information that you have on people and using targeting ads is unethical and immoral. But yeah, I mean, Facebook is coming back, man. They're saying, this is. I think they're taking Apple to court about that, because they're saying their whole business is at stake, because what they do is for small businesses. They've actually launched like ads now from like small business owners who say that, targeted ads have kept my business alive, right? But at what cost? You know what I'm saying? At what cost is it okay for your business to survive? Like, Facebook has every bit of information on me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, just so your business can survive, I need to give up everything of mine? That just does not sound right. There's got to be other methods for your small business to survive. Like, I get it. I'm on Instagram and I see the Little Miners taco spot and their fucking ad on you dipping the taco into the soup. I'm immediately going there.
Birria.
Whatever the fuck that shit is called, I'm there immediately.
Yeah,
I'm like, I need that 3 times.
Yeah, they're crack.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit works. I get it. But at what expense? You know what I mean? So, yeah, this WhatsApp shit is fucked up. I cannot believe that is happening. That's fucked up. But yeah, I mean, fuck Facebook, man.
Let's be real. I log on to Facebook once a month, maybe twice.
The problem is it's not just Facebook. I use WhatsApp fairly often with all my friends overseas, and we're on Instagram fairly often. So that's all Facebook.
No. So that is the thing. Is I want to delete my Facebook. Right?
Yeah. I'm not even on Facebook. It's gone.
Even like for me, it's just like, oh, the random memory will pop up, so I'll save the photo, or like the party flyer from 2011 or some shit. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, I just haven't pulled the trigger on deleting the Facebook.
You know what though? We need to get back into Facebook though, because I think we could. Our podcast is not visible at all on Facebook.
No, we're not.
We should really, and I've been hearing about some Facebook groups where people like talk about sneakers and you can buy, sell, and trade on some of these marketplaces on Facebook, and I kind of feel like I'm missing out on some action happening there. But
I don't think so, bro. I think you're good. I think you're good. Yeah, I think you're good.
But people are like, yo, nah, I got this on Facebook. It's some like DMV marketplace where they talk sneakers and all this shit is happening. And I'm like, really? I'm missing out on that shit? I just can't get myself to fucking get the app. I don't even think I know my username and password anymore. But also, and podcast-wise, we might potentially be missing out with spreading the word of the podcast on Facebook. But whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things we could be doing to make the podcast more known, and we don't. So
I think that yes, but I also see the people that I've listened, other podcasts that I listen to, the ones that are on Facebook are like, it's like for a service, right? So for instance, there's this podcast, like I don't know if you listen to Earn Your Leisure. It's like 2 black dudes who talk about finance and things like that. So they have private Facebook groups, and those Facebook groups are like, let's help you learn the stock market, learn crypto.
Okay.
So it's a service involved, right?
Got it.
I don't know if we have a service offer just to be like, yo, what's up? Like, come fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is. But
yeah.
I want to delete my Facebook. If you've deleted your Facebook, let us know in the comments, not in the DM. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And we'll move forward. Now, the one thing that we will say is, in America, obviously, is a lot going on. We keep talking about it. Another part of it is inflation. The U.S. sees the biggest jump. U.S. inflation sees biggest jump since 2008. 4.2% in 12 months through April. So, I mean, be
prices
smart.
Are going to go up.
Prices
Everything.
are going to go up.
Prices of cereal is going up 3% or some shit.
Yeah, we don't eat cereal in my house, so it's all good.
Diapers are going up. We don't have kids, but all these things are
no,
going
for
up.
sure.
Yeah.
I think you just have to be very, very smart. Keep your Costco card handy.
Yeah.
And I really have in the last 6 months done a much better job of actually buying, like focusing on what's on sale.
Yeah.
Right. So before I'd be like, yo, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it because it's whatever. But if the shit's not on sale,
yeah,
I'm really gonna like think 2 or 3 times. It's like, well, I don't really go to Whole Foods that much anymore. I love Whole Foods. I feel like the food is actually really good there, but I don't have an Amazon Prime account anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, everything full price at Whole Foods, 4 items is $39, and that's just not
fact.
That's not COVID pandemic friendly, budget friendly. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be careful out there. Obviously, inflation we're seeing going up. I saw price gouging. We saw the gas.
Yeah, speaking of Catone, he sent me a post earlier today about Hampton, Virginia. Price of gas for 87, which is regular unleaded, was $8.95 a gallon.
I went to Hampton University. I spent much time throughout all of Hampton, Virginia, right?
Yeah.
So listen, Hampton, Virginia has so many rinky-dink gas stations. They've got gas stations everywhere, right?
Yeah.
If gas is $8.59 in Hampton, Virginia, we're doomed. We are doomed. There's no coming back. They got little shitty gas stations. Like, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. So,
yeah, there's a shortage of gas right now, especially up and down the East Coast. Colonial Pipeline, which I think supplies gas to the eastern part of the United States, was hacked a couple of weeks ago, and they're saying it was hacked by some sort of Russian hackers or some group in Russia. They don't know if it's tied to the Russian government, but either way, they put in some ransomware and they took over the fucking control of the company, and they're like, yo, unless you pay us, we're gonna fucking just corrupt your whole shit. Anyway, I don't know if Colonial paid or not, but anyway, everything had to get shut off. So now I think gas is starting to come back, but you're seeing motherfuckers in the middle America putting gas in plastic bags and taking it home like fucking idiots.
Idiots.
I saw some woman, another Karen, like classic Tennessee hillbilly, right? Respectfully. She had a tub and she was there fucking filling it up with gas. A trailer park is going to fucking explode as a result of this. These motherfuckers have gas in plastic bags, in the grocery bags in their houses.
I saw grocery bags. I saw sandwich bags. I saw tubs. And let's be honest, though, right? It was all colonizers.
Of course.
There were no people of color doing this.
No.
The greed that which colonizers continue to just operate with is astounding. Like, you motherfuckers just don't know when to say when. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible. But yes, I just saw that the Colonial Pipeline launched a restart of its operations Wednesday following a 6-day shutdown. So they said it's
coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah, they said it's going to take about a week before things are like back to where they were before. But
I just filled up my gas tank this morning. I went running this morning and I realized my shit was on empty. Like, I literally had 13 miles left before my car shut off, and I normally never let it go this far. I'm lying. I do. I actually play a game with myself to see how close I could get to zero.
4
right?
miles.
Right? You always are like, yo, how far can I go before I need to refill it? And I've actually made it to like 1 mile, and I was like, all right, now you're
You're
cutting it
wilding.
too close. I'm
You're
wilding.
wilding. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I went to the first gas station on in Cleveland Park. They have an Exxon there, which I never like going to, but I was like, I really need gas right now, and there's a shortage.
The joint on the corner right there.
Right on Porter and Connecticut, right?
Yeah, I know where it's at. Yep.
The whole shit was shut down. There was no gas. So I started to panic a little bit, and I was like, "Oh shit, all right." But it's still early in the morning. I went for a run like at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm coming back home. It's like 7 a.m. And I was like, "Well, I got to take the kids. The kids started school this week, so I'm like, I'll find something." So I ended up hitting up the Exxon on Georgia and Upshur, and what's that neighborhood called? Petworth.
Yeah. Oh, Petworth? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know where it's at. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had gas, so I filled up all the way. So I'm good. But shout out to my cousin Tariq, who used to drive a 2000 Mazda Millennia back when it was popping, and would only put $10 worth of gas every time. He was a fucking asshole for that. I don't know what he does now. I think he probably still puts $10 worth of gas. He used to do that consistently. He did not believe in filling up his tank. He was like, nah.
The Mazda Millennia was a joint.
Was a classic,
back in the day.
of course. It was heavy in the streets.
I had a 626, and I still was able to do my thing. But if you had a Mazda Millennia,
yeah,
in 2000, 2001,
bro, that shit was fire. He had a black joint, tan leather interior, and I'm not even into cars, but that car was just such a beautiful fucking car.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. He was winning for sure.
But with $10 worth of gas in it, though. That was
wasn't
it.
Shit though.
Nah.
What's the podcast episode 113? You already know what it is. We are now the only hip hop podcast, that's kind of touches the culture, talks about the culture. Because I'm sure, as you've seen, the Joe Budden podcast is no more.
It imploded today, huh?
It imploded this morning. I believe people just woke up to hearing basically that, I guess Maul and Rory came back 2 episodes ago. So it's been 2 episodes since they took about 4 or 5 episodes off, right? They didn't show up this past taping session, which then caused Budden to just go into overdrive with the hate, with the disrespect.
Let's not get it fucked up. He's been disrespectful even from the beginning. From when he asked Rory to leave about a month and a half ago, he's been disrespectful the whole time.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I just
it
feel
continued with the disrespect even after they coming back. He was just slick with it. Like
he was slick.
Yeah.
I feel like the dude Parks chose his side, right?
Today.
He chose to ride
that was the most disappointing part of all of this was Parks and his sucker shit that he pulled today, man. I could not believe it. It felt like and they also had Joe's manager on there as well. It really felt like some Eazy-E Jerry Heller shit. Right? Like the white guy and the black dude who's just been taken over by the white guy and trying to pull this slick shit with contracts and getting into people's business and things like that, man. I mean, Joe really brought all of this on himself, to be honest, right? Like, if we're really talking, like, everything he's talked about has been for the creator and for them. You got to get your ownership. You don't even know anything about your contracts. How could you fucking get... He screamed at Lil Yachty, who was 14 years old at the time.
So he was red in the face.
Right? Screamed at him about, you don't know anything about the deals and all this shit happening, only to fucking get mad when other people ask questions about their deals with him. Right? Like, it's some fucking bullshit. He's done this to himself. And you know what? I think Joe Budden started out, this podcast took off, and he created this Joe Budden network. The podcast really built up because of him and Rory and Maul, and it was very entertaining. I think I've listened to every episode of the Joe Budden podcast. And while Maul sometimes rubbed me a wrong way because of his I don't want to say his love for Trump, but
He played both sides of the fence.
yeah,
He was a
he
little
had his
two-faced.
moments where I was grossed out by him, you know. But either way, you know, I think then Joe started this Joe Budden network, and I think he's been kind of funding that network from money coming in from this one podcast, which, you know, I get it, you're starting a business, but if people who are part of your podcast, you're asking them to sacrifice what so you can build your empire off of, you know, this podcast you have with other people. I think that's primarily where the problems kind of started, man. These dudes wanted to find out more about what they were getting, if it's fair value for what they're actually bringing to the table, and he had a big problem with it. You know what I mean? And he's been the one guy who's been talking about you got to buck the system, you got to ask questions, you got to know this, you got to know that, you got to do all of these to shake the trees in his own words and all these things. And you know, when they start asking questions, he fucking ended it. So
Listen,
goddamn.
listen, man. I think again, him trying to be a business person. Some people aren't cut out to be business people, and if you don't have the revenue to support the people on your team, you shouldn't start a network, right? I thought he kind of played himself when they had this whole Spotify blow up, and then you put your shit on SoundCloud and Patreon and shit like that. Like, fam, let's have a real structure set up. Let's really, really try to get these. You were shitting on Spotify for 6 weeks and and didn't have nothing but Patreon. Like what? Like my nigga. Like so. Obviously,
It's just been in the history, right? He shitted on Spotify when things didn't work out. He shitted on Complex when things didn't work out. He's shitted on labels when things didn't work out. He shitted on his own group members with Slaughterhouse when things didn't work out. You know, it's just a history of this dude, man. He can't help but shoot himself in the foot every time things start getting along. And you know, I like the podcast. It's you know, he brought his other two friends on to do it when Maul and Rory were absent. And you know, they got to really think about what they're getting themselves into, right? Like the way he went on and killed those dudes in front of the world today. You know what I mean? What was just something you could not. He was obviously never friends with them. You know what I mean?
he never cared about them more than to use them
Yeah.
for what they did, and when he was
It did.
questioned,
Yep.
he exploded. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And the sad part about it was that, you know, I don't know if you've seen the video clip where Charlemagne is predicting all this is going to happen, but
No, I haven't
it's a
seen
very he legitimately says like you shouldn't let Budden change the name. He's on Joe Budden's podcast. He's like, y'all don't let him change the name of the podcast, of the Joe Budden podcast. And
Yeah.
like he literally breaks down, and I'll send it to you when we get done. He breaks down all these things, and it happened. You know what I'm saying? So they have video of the Breakfast Club today, and they sort of mentioned it. Charlemagne didn't
Yeah.
say anything, but Envy said
Yeah,
something.
I saw that.
Angela Yee said something, and
Yeah.
you know, I just think it's sad that all of the things you spoke to and all of the
Yeah.
inspiration and the creator and all that, and you come down to being somebody that talked business, this, that, and the third, and you weren't able to handle yours.
Yeah.
And when you weren't able to handle yours, you shitted on people in public, right? And like, I don't care about Roy being a white dude and Maul being,
Pro Trump.
or not even that, but like, what's my man's name? Biggs's brother, all of that.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, you just don't do people like that. This is the final straw. Like Budden will rebound because of the people who rock with him, but
Sure. He's going to be rebounding without me.
I think he's going to be rebounding without a lot of people, and I think he's going to be rebounding without some of the corporate sort of structure
Backers.
that he had in place. Yeah. Nobody wants to see. All right, you shitted on Spotify. You shitted on this. I mean, they were bringing up relationships today. I mean, They were watching his ex-girls' tweets, all sorts of crazy shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I saw some tweet from he has this network now, and he has a show with I think an all female crew. Anyway, one of the hosts on there, I can't remember what podcast it was, Mandy or something like that. Either way, one of the co-hosts on there, the tweet just kind of ended up on my timeline, but she was just like, "Yo, she's like, I know Rory and Maul, and for someone to think that it's okay to talk to these guys like that is just not okay. Something along those lines, right? Like she's on his network. She works for him, and she's now seen what he's capable of doing to people that he actually banged with. You know what I'm saying? So I think people that actually are part of his network need to really look and see what they're doing, man, because he's got Karen Civil on his network. She's got to be like, what the fuck, right?
I know people that don't speak highly of her either.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like birds of a feather. You know what I'm saying? So, but whatever. If
Yeah.
you're a Budden fan, cool. If not, cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as you listen to what's a podcast, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, just switch over here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tuned into that. I'm gonna stay on the Joe Budden subreddit forum though. That shit is fucking hilarious. I mean, they killed Parks today, man. And listen, rest in peace to Parks. Like,
Oh my God.
they bodied him. It was over.
Did they?
They killed him on that
shit.
shit.
I just went to his Instagram now. His last post is from I think like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, he played himself, man.
But
he
like
fucking played himself.
but like the last comment was from like 4 minutes ago. So they're just bodying him.
Oh, on all forums. Oh, okay.
On everything. Yeah,
on all social media platforms.
Yeah,
he played himself today, man. It was sad to watch the way he went down. I just did not expect that from him. It's weird. Obviously we don't know these people in real life, but so everybody's entitled to do what they want. But when you've been following a podcast for about 6 years, sometimes you kind of feel like you feel that person's energy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And while we have no right to actually be disappointed in real life, it's just sad to see something like this just end like that. And even if it doesn't end, it's ended for me.
And it's ended for a lot of people. No, because at this point in time, we're people become invested.
You get invested, yeah.
You're not just watching a TV show once a week. No. Like I'm hearing you're speaking about topics that are close to home,
relevant to me and relevant to my life. Yeah,
I might go see you when you come to my town on tour.
I went to a Joe Budden show at the Howard Theater.
So that's
me, my man Corey, and my man Mike.
So that's why I'm saying you're allowed to be disappointed because the relationship just isn't. Let me turn on the TV once a week and watch this shit. No, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm following you on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm following you on Instagram.
I'm paying to go to your shows.
I go see you live. All these different levels of interaction are now like, yo, this is a part of my, like, I'm not saying it's a part of your everyday, but some dude might be like, yo, this is my Wednesday morning commute.
Yes.
My day sucks, right?
Yeah.
But I get on a train, and from the time I get on the train to the time I get to work, I listen to the new episode. And that gets me good until I can listen to the rest when I'm home. Now he's like, the fuck am I going to listen to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So.
And then he deleted the episode off of Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, because
I already had it because I went running at I woke up at 4:30 and went running around 5:15. And so I was listening to it then during my 7-mile run this morning.
Because they were killing him on Twitter.
Yeah, they killed him. He deleted that shit and put it up on his Patreon.
I think I woke up like 7:45, looked at Twitter, figured out what they were doing real quick. My daughter's eating breakfast. I'm just glued to my phone like, yeah, boo-boo, whatever you want to eat. So good. And I'm just like, they are killing this man. And then I was like, man, let me go listen to it. It's not up there. And then and then
rightfully so. They killed him. I mean, he deserves to be put down for that, man. He played himself.
So in other podcast news, and I just finished watching this podcast yesterday, MC Serch from the legendary group Third Base was on the Drink Champs podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty good episode. He spoke about, you know what I'm saying, his time as a battle rapper.
Come on.
that
Relax.
was,
Serch, you
yeah.
got to chill out.
Serch spoke
I'm
about
known
his,
in all boroughs. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. I was
Calm
always
down.
outside. I was at the Latin Quarter. All sorts of shit, right? He spoke
I
about,
believe that. I think I've heard of him being outside in those areas, but you were not known as a battle rapper. There was nobody really scared of you as a
nobody.
battle rapper.
I listened to Third Base as a kid because I thought their beats were fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And I never was like, damn, MC Serch fucking
Yeah.
killed
Oh
this
my
song.
God. Yeah.
No.
Please relax.
What I was surprised, I don't know if he spoke about Pete Nice, which
No,
didn't
he
speak.
wouldn't even say his name.
Yeah, he would say the other
The
dude,
other
the other
guy.
partner, right?
Yeah.
I did not like that because Pete Nice is a big vintage baseball collector. Like he's really into that. He's like the guy in that world.
Okay.
And so still to this day in New York City, and he wouldn't even, and they didn't even ask him though, which was the part that I was like,
Yeah.
Nori, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
think Nori's really a Third Base fan or really knows much about it outside
I
of
can
like
tell.
Back to the Grill and
That's it.
you know what I'm saying, shit like that.
I mean, with just his direct interactions. Obviously, he said they went on tour together, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying.
true.
Like, I did the part about him not knowing Doom, but knowing Zevlov X was very interesting, right? Because
Zevlov X was on Third Base albums though. I do
right,
remember
but what
that.
I'm saying though is that is Zevlov X is on your album in '89.
Yeah.
By the time Doom resurfaces in '99, you have no relationship with the man.
Yeah.
Then to the point where he passes away in 2020, and you still haven't spoken to him.
Yeah.
What the fuck, my man? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then he just told his whole story. He obviously was a big executive. I don't know. No,
Yeah.
no, no. I don't want to say he was a big executive. He was an executive.
Right.
He helped the Nas album. Basically, he helped clear samples and things of that nature. He
Yeah.
explained how Nas owns a piece of Jay-Z's catalog for the Dead President sample.
I didn't like a lot of the shit he was saying there because I almost felt like a lot of, and mind you, this is just our thoughts and our opinions, right?
Right,
I don't
right.
know any of this for fact. MC Serch is obviously way older than we are, so we weren't even around at that time, right? But for me, when he started speaking, it was almost like the same thing as Joe Budden, right? How he's for the creators and for ownership and this, that, and the other. And what really gave it away to me was he said Nas came to his studio session when he was about to do Back to the Grill with Stretch Armstrong and somebody else. And Stretch and the other person left. And Nas stayed behind. And Nas was like, yo, I'm about to sign with Stretch and them at some record label. Can you look at my contract? And he was like, nope, unless you sign with me. You gotta sign. You gotta have a production deal with me in order for me to even do it. And part of that production deal was when he owns only 5%, quote unquote, of Nas's publishing, right? And he set up Nas's publishing. I just do not believe that for a second. I don't think, like, if you are that concerned about an artist and you're for that creator, why would you force him to sign to you just so you can look at his contract? Like, what world does that make sense in?
Colonizer world.
The colonizer fucking world, exactly. That's the only time that makes sense, when you're trying to be like, yo, I'm going to lock this dude in and then I can help you negotiate. And he said, he went on to say Nas's deal at Columbia was the best deal since Billy Joel and something along those lines. And
Yeah.
Nas was a millionaire in the first week when Illmatic dropped. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I just hope that somebody from Nas's camp and was around at that time can come through and clarify, because I really think that Serch is lying.
I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think I watched it almost twice because I was looking to see if I missed the Pete Nice part. And there's just a lot. There's Chris Lighty mentions.
Yeah.
There's just there's a lot in that episode. And
Yeah,
like I know Serch was on the radio when I was at Hampton.
yeah.
So Serch was on the radio. He would drive from New York to Hampton on Saturdays.
Mm.
He had like a 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. radio slot. And I thought it was the greatest shit ever. He's playing like hip hop. It was like energy. And all my friends from New York were like, yo, he's just trying to be like Flex. They're like,
Yeah.
he's literally trying to be like Flex. They're like, Rome, we'll tape some shit for you. And, next time we go home, we'll tape it and then give it to you. So cool, right? My homie does that. He goes home for spring break, tapes the Flex shit, brings it back to me. I'm like, this is the most disappointing shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, he was carbon copy of Flex on the radio. And at that point, I stopped fucking with him. That was 01.
Yeah.
And now, you know what I'm saying? The story, it was a little odd. It was just a little odd. It was a little odd.
I just think that there are a lot of holes in his story, man. I just did not believe it that a white guy in the early 90s at a time when everybody was fucking each other over in the record business. You know what I mean? There wasn't any such thing as like being independent like there is in 2021, right? Like now you're seeing people become millionaires on their own that are in the music business. Like that was unheard of until like Master P, and it's just hard for me to believe that a white dude in 1990 or 91 was thinking about a young black kid from Queensbridge and his creative rights. Shut the fuck up. You are lying. You are lying, sir.
Right.
Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Listen, man, if you give yourself a chance to listen
tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if Nas comes out and says, you know what, I do own my publishing, Serch does get this 5% admin fee or whatever this thing that Serch was calling it, quote unquote.
Bullshit.
Fuck out of here. If Nas comes out and says that, actually, who was it? Oh, our guy Lex sent me an article saying how Nas's publishing from even his Sony days was not owned by him. And granted, that article was in 2006. And I think more recently, Nas now does have his whole catalog or something along those lines. But in 2005 or 2006, he didn't. So I don't know what the fuck Serch is talking about.
We'll see. We'll
see.
We'll tag Serch.
Don't be a liar, Serch. Keep it real.
Serch, let us know in the comments. Episode 113. We're going to keep it in music space real quick. J. Cole is releasing a new album Friday, I believe. Okay, cool. J. Cole has been revealed to the world that J. Cole is about to go play basketball in Africa.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
J. Cole,
even if this is a fucking publicity stunt, I fucking love it.
I mean, he's 36. I hope he's all right. I hope he's in good shape.
Well, it's Africa. Basketball is not our go-to sport.
But they're athletic, though.
100%. He's going to be in there for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're going to kill him. They're going to run his ass up and down the court.
Stand no chance. Now, L.A. Leakers, Justin Incredible, DJ Sour Milk, two dudes out of L.A. Today they released a J. Cole Leakers freestyle. J. Cole, he rhymed over 93 Till Infinity, and then he rhymed over Still Tippin'. Abdul likes both freestyles.
He fucking went off on that shit. He went off.
They're okay.
To me, it's like him cementing his place as the greatest amongst that generation of rappers.
Now,
for everybody in his age group and below, I feel like there's nobody who can fuck with him.
Now,
nobody.
This is where Abdul's his lack of hip hop knowledge comes in.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. My hip hop knowledge ended in 2004. That's a fact.
His generation is legitimately Wale.
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Cudi.
It might not even be Kendrick.
Nah, they're all Kendrick's 33, 34.
Oh,
they're all
okay.
right there.
All right.
Yeah, Currency, all these
Cudi,
guys that
Cudi. Yep.
So yes.
But I think that's why I said his generation and below. So I'm counting everybody that came after him too, man.
But the niggas that came after him are super trash, like Waka Flocka trash.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying like he is the best amongst them.
He's not better than Kendrick.
To me, I like his flow better. I've never really been a big Kendrick fan. I don't like what he does with his voice like this. I don't like it. I don't like this flow when he's like this.
That's blasphemy. Okay, but he's not better. He's not better than Drake.
Yeah. So okay. So now you're making a good point because commercially, yeah, I agree. Drake makes hits. He just got announced as like Billboard's Artist of the Decade or some shit.
Yeah.
I think he deserves that. He sells a lot of music. I just think skills-wise, lyrics-wise, flow-wise, actually maybe not even flow, because flow is debatable, because Drake goes off on some shit. But yeah, I think J. Cole just he spits that fire, man. He comes, his flow is reminiscent of 90s rap to me, which I like and appreciate. And he's talking that shit. So
listen, man, you're allowed to like who you like, you know,
and I can like more than one person too. So
yeah, of course, yeah.
I think Wale's great. I'm a fan of his as well. You know, Drake, of course, and J. Cole, but yeah, I prefer all of these guys over Kendrick, to be honest. That's just
but the
my
thing
opinion.
about it is they were all part of that late 2000s.
They had a freshman cover or some shit together for Double XL. I remember
and the thing
that.
about it too,
Somebody
was
sitting on a washing machine.
I think that was
Wale
Drake,
or
Wale,
Cudi.
Drake, Wale, and Cudi. Yeah.
I remember their cover.
08, maybe 07. Whatever. All I'm saying is they were like the blog rap dudes. You know what I'm saying? And Wale obviously spearheaded a lot of that. Drake's first mixtape, Cudi with the 10 Deep mixtape, and all that stuff, right? And then, you know, Cole was shortly thereafter. And to me, Cole has his own sound, his own appeal. Like, people love J. Cole. They love him. They legitimately love him. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not a huge fan. He has a couple club bangers here and there that work. You know what I'm saying? And even in my own personal time.
He doesn't make club bangers.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. It's fine. He makes very introspective music, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't even think Kendrick makes club bangers, but I just think the nature.
That's true too. Yeah.
But I think the nature of some of the beats become club bangers. You know what I'm saying? And like, you got to know when. You know, Kendrick makes party bangers, right? So they don't necessarily rock off at the club, but if I play certain Kendrick songs at the party, Pyrus and Crips all get along. It's gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. Again, man, Cole is dope. You know what I'm saying? He does his thing. I want everybody to enjoy who they enjoy.
But I do like that this basketball aspect of it, and him playing basketball in a league in Rwanda. I think that's amazing because what that does for just the sport in the continent of Africa, which has been taken over by football or soccer. You know what I'm saying? That's been the only sport we rock with. But more recently, you know, we've seen a fairly good amount of African players in the NBA. And I think the NBA has understood early that there's a lot of talent in Africa, right? So, you know, I think they planted some seeds in Senegal with some work out there and clinics and camps like that. So, you know, as a result, you're seeing more younger African players getting more familiar with the sport. And I think having somebody like J. Cole out there is not only going to bring the limelight and the spotlight on the sport in Africa, but it's gonna help accelerate that. So I'm all for that, man. I think sales are gonna go through the roof for this league. I know I'm gonna grab a jersey. Maybe for my kid or something like that. But yeah, anything to do with Africa, man, I love to hear it. I love to see somebody of J. Cole's stature try to go back and do something for Africa. Because, you know, it's not because he's a great basketball player. Maybe he is. Is he a good basketball player?
He's been training with with this trainer in New York City.
He's no Master P.
He's been training with this trainer.
Master P played in the NBA
for a game. He's been training with this trainer in New York City that a lot of pro guys, that Carmelo uses.
Okay.
He's been training with Carmelo's trainer. Yeah. So I mean, again, it's part of the rollout. It's a beautiful thing. We'll see what happens.
I like it. Yeah.
Earlier this week, if today's Wednesday, I want to say Monday.
I
I picked up my phone. I got a sneakers alert that I had early access to the Shadow Jordan 1.
Oh, the 2.0.
Whichever one's coming out. So
yeah. Did you grab it?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
To me, it's a great fall shoe. The black with the gray, it's a great
Yes.
fall shoe. But
yeah.
I'm not. I don't even like wearing high top shoes anymore. So
You didn't think that you should just get it even for the flip?
I just wasn't. I was just like, ugh. It just didn't. It didn't even. Because to me, it takes so long for them to get here.
Yeah.
By the time you do all that, man, the flip is not there anymore.
You missed it.
You missed it. You know what I mean? At that point, I'm 40. I'm making $40. But if I could have got it, I could have got out $180. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
So
yeah. I'm not mad at that shoe. I'm not mad at it. I think the first one was a classic. The prices of that went through the fucking roof since The Last Dance came out. But I like that they're doing a 2.0. I'm not mad at it. I got the AJKOs that came out, the canvas Air Jordan 1 knockoffs. Sorry. That was a huge thing about people talking about. I went into this whole argument with somebody on Instagram maybe like 6 months ago. We were discussing what the KO stands for in AJKO. And he went on and on about how it stands for knockout. The shoe is supposed to be a boxing shoe. That's why it's canvas and this, that, and the other. And I was like, my guy, it's a fucking knockoff. It was supposed to be a knockoff of the original Chicago Jordan 1. And they made it in canvas to make it look like a real knockoff. We went back and forth. I texted my friend Izzy, who's a designer at Jordan Brand, and I was like, what is... Like, he started having me question myself, right?
Right.
So I texted my man. I was like, yo, what does the KO stand for? And he was like, bro, it's knockoff. And then somebody tagged me on a post which showed old fucking newspaper clippings from like 86 or when the first shoe dropped. And it was saying, Air Jordan 1 KOs, AJKOs, and it said Air Jordan knockoffs. It had it in print in a newspaper clipping. I ended up sending that shit to the dude in DM, and I was like, hey, you go, fuck off. I win.
Yeah, he's still salty.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I've always been a fan of that shoe, man. Ever since they started dropping it, I think the first retro might have been 2012, 2013, with a Jumpman on the tongue. I grabbed every pair I could. So they have a new pair. I think it's dropping on the 14th, which is this Friday. I had a chance to get it early from a friend. So I got it, man. So I love that shoe.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I think this is the second retro, though, in like the last 10 years, though. I remember going to Miami.
Yeah. They had 2014 or 15. They dropped it early. They dropped it then too.
I remember going to Miami and seeing a kid that had a fresh pair on that looked pretty fresh. And,
yeah.
I just think that there's a lot of hype, and we'll see. It seems like there's a lot of dunks coming out. A lot of
dunks. They're about to flood the market, man.
A lot of SB dunk. This what the P-Rod dunk. It's really fly. I think a lot of people are excited about that. Their chance
I like
to get
it.
them. I actually feel like my chances of getting dunks are better now.
Why?
I feel like Crush runs a pretty honest situation over there. And I see a lot of the homies winning. Christian just won the Stingwaters. Right?
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So,
I won the Wasted Youth dunks from them.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like Crush is a local skate shop in D.C., if you don't know. And
Yeah.
I feel like you have a pretty good chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want something, 1 out of every 5, maybe 1 out of every 8, you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
I just don't trip off dunks so much, but it is what it is. Um, and then there's just a lot of sneakers coming out, so much so that we can say like, what is your favorite sneaker of the moment, Abdul?
Mm, that's a good question, man. Well, what's yours? Do you have one right now that you're fucking with heavy? What are you wearing every day?
Nothing. I don't go anywhere, so I got running shoes. I just tried to buy
Yeah.
some new running shoes today, but we don't have nothing at the store. I really want a pair of Kobe's. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
those Hall of Fame Kobe's.
not even. Just I just want some Kobe's.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm
The
saying?
Grinch. If I could pick one Kobe to
Yeah, one
have right
Kobe, the
now,
Grinch.
I try, and I'm watching that joint because I think the prices. I'm hoping drop a little bit, um, and I'm gonna grab that pair. But I did get the Hall of Fame joints. Shout out to a friend of the show who hooked it up. I did get those, but nah, my favorite sneaker at the moment. Um, sheesh, I should think about that because I've been wearing a lot of those undercover daybreaks. Like that's been my kind of like put it
Go
on.
to.
Yeah, like what I'm saying. I just throw it on if I need to run out real quick. Uh, I have a pair by the door. I could wear them, slip them on, even in my pajamas, and put them on with no socks on
I
if
got,
I
I got,
just
I
need to
got,
go
I got a
drop the
black.
kids.
I got a
The
black pair as well, right
That's
by
the
the
black
door.
pair.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one that's become like my slippers outside of the house, right? Um, but like a pair that I do wear outside. Right now, the Rockefeller Air Force Ones, man. White on whites. I'm on like my third pair. I just put on a brand new pair on today, actually, to go out to lunch with the fellas.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think that I've beat up two pairs already. So that's become like my new white on white. I think I have like 9 pairs of them.
I'm looking at them now because I'm trying to see what's good. There's a Kobe Black History Month Kobe 11. Oh my God, I wanted these
It's
forever.
fire.
Fly knit, kind of a rainbow design on it. I thought we were getting
Oh,
them at
is
the
it the
shop.
super high joint?
Nah, this is low. It's low top blue. I'm about to put it in the.
Okay.
I'm about to put it
Oh, okay.
in the what's it called? You know it's summertime out here in DC now because all I hear is like Mexican celebration music.
I love it.
You know
We
what I
got
mean?
into I got into a little bit of trouble for my comments last week about no sneakers on. I'm sorry, no socks on. Oh yeah, these are fire.
Those are the I want two pairs of those in the worst way,
Yeah, nah,
right?
these are
Just so
dope.
I could wear those in the streets and I could save a pair. You know what I'm saying? But there are a new pair of Kobe's coming out.
Yep.
The Mamba Forevers, Kobe Six Protros. They've got Kobe and Gigi's name on them. Those are going to be so impossible to get.
You know
Like,
what? The Protros are one of my favorite Kobe models, man.
yeah, I'm not mad. They actually have a super cheap Kobe line on Nike as well. It might be sold out now, but I'm talking about like the Kobe's were like $100.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. I don't really like the low top Kobe's, I'll be honest,
the
man.
Mamba Fury is like his diffusion line.
Oh, really?
Oh man, yeah, I'm about to put it in the private chat now. It's literally like $100 Kobe's. It's a
And
different
they still
sneaker.
have them available in places?
I just sent you the. I
Yeah,
just
I'm
sent
looking
you a
at it
link
right now.
now.
Oh,
They're,
okay. Yeah. I've seen
they're
these.
they're not the most pleasing of sneakers, but if you just want to say you got some Kobe's
Yeah.
and what I say, $100,
Yeah.
could be worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rest in peace to Kobe, man. I'm
Rest
I'm
in peace to the
sad to
guy.
see his relationship with Nike ending. His wife obviously knows what time it is. Um, and Nike should have come up on that, man. They gotta give that man a lifetime contract.
So the crazy part is, I guess they've got 5 or 6 more releases left
Yeah,
before they're done. So
yeah, I think till the end of this year.
see what that looks like. Also, real quick, Jay-Z and LL Cool J lead the inductees into the 2021 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh shit. Okay.
So LL's long deserving or long
Hell yeah.
overdue. Obviously, Hove. So you had to be 25 years removed from your first musical release.
Wow.
So this is 25 years since
Wait.
Reasonable Doubt.
Oh yeah, 1996.
6, yeah.
Yeah,
All
25
right.
years.
So
Holy shit.
Jay-Z, Tina Turner, LL Cool J.
Did they already get in or they're nominated?
No, they're in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hove, man, and LL, of course, and Tina Turner, legends.
There's also like Gil Scott Heron, super super dope. Clarence Avant. I don't know. Have you seen a movie about Clarence Avant?
Yeah, that was the Black Godfather, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna be inducted,
amazing.
and there's a bunch of other people as well. So you know what I'm saying? Just check that out.
Word.
At this point, we're gonna say, what is Abdul watching?
Oh man, I watched quite a bit of TV actually over the week, man. I watched, there's a whole bunch of Instagram ads on the new Michael B. Jordan movie on Amazon Prime, which I did not realize was a Tom Clancy novel
Yeah.
called Without Remorse. Um, I fuck with Tom Clancy novels, and I fuck with them making movies out of it. You know what I mean? What was another one that I watched back in the day, man? With Some of All Fears with Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman, uh, and all the Jack Ryan shit. Those were all, I believe, Tom Clancy novels with Harrison Ford and Patriot Games and all that shit. So I kind of had high expectations for this joint, man. Without Remorse, um, and maybe because it was an Amazon movie, I just did not. I did not get that Tom Clancy feel from it, bro. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan's the acting was alright, but more so, I think the writing just was not there for this, man. I don't think it was necessarily his fault. Um, I didn't love it, but hey, listen, go make up your own mind. It's a decent watch, um, but it's probably at the bottom of all Tom Clancy movies. I'll say that
Yikes.
for me. Um, I'm still watching Mayor of Easttown, which is slowly becoming a really good show. It's picked up. Uh, it's on HBO Max. It's about a small town police detective investigating some crimes that might or might not include people in her own family, her ex husband. It's the death of a 16-year-old and another missing teenager. So yeah, it's picking up. The new episode is out. It came out on Sunday. I'm about to watch it after we get done taping. Um, Godfather of Harlem, dog, is fucking getting good. Silent Tom, I hope, would come in here to talk about it, but I know he's not going to. Listen, Godfather of Harlem on Epics is fucking fire. So if you're missed out, go catch up. We're in season 2. You know what I was thinking about was how much of this story is true, because it has characters in it that we know are real. Of course, Malcolm X, the greatest. They also have Muhammad Ali in it, Elijah Muhammad, and Bumpy Knuckles, of course, the legendary New York gangster out of Harlem. But it has to do with a lot of his tensions and business with the Italians and mobsters back then. Um, but yeah, I do wonder. It seems like they've used a mix of the writing is based on somewhat real events that might have happened. Um, you know, uh, Malcolm X kind of being blackballed by the Nation of Islam because Elijah Muhammad thought that he was getting too much shine from press, and Muhammad Ali really banged with Malcolm X. Malcolm X actually gave him the name Cassius X. Did you know that?
I did not.
I need to look up and see if that's actually true, because on the show, um, Muhammad Ali was one of the first strong proponents of. I'm sorry, Malcolm X was one of the first strong proponents and backers of Muhammad Ali, back when he was Cassius Clay, and Malcolm changed his name to Cassius X. Um, and Elijah Muhammad did not like how close Muhammad Ali was with Malcolm X, and told told him he needs to change his name to Muhammad Ali instead of Cassius X. And that's how Muhammad Ali got his name. He was named by Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam. Um, and, they also had an attempted. I'm not giving away too much. This actually happened in real life. But,
Okay.
Malcolm X they first tried to kill him, and it was somebody from the Nation of Islam who tried to take his life. There's also the FBI following him around and all these things. He's becoming Malcolm X, the civil rights activist at this point on the show, right? So the FBI is all over it. But the writing is really good, dog. Like it's a good show. The acting is superb. The actors are A-class actors. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, man, go check it out. $1 Million Listing New York, dog. Season 9, episode 1 just started.
Did you see my man? You see my man on there?
Who's that? Freddie?
Nah, Ben. His name is Ben.
Ben?
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
His name is Ben. He was looking at a $9 million condo on there. Ben Levine.
I do recall. What does he look like? Bald headed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's your people's?
That's my dude, like in real life. Yeah, Ben is.
Was he really gonna go cop that, or it was all?
I don't know. I don't watch the show. My brother told me about it, and I texted him. He was like, "I'll call you." He never called me, but Ben's dad is a gigantic real estate developer in New York City.
Okay.
And across the country.
I did see that.
His mother is on a committee at one of the museums down here. And is there? I mean, wealth is an understatement when you talk about
all money.
So
okay, must be nice.
Wealth, like
shout out to Ben Levine.
Shout out to Ben. That's my guy. I was supposed to be at his wedding, but COVID happened. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen. I'm a big fan of $1 Million Listing. I've been watching it. I think for almost all the seasons. Maybe I got jumped on it like around season 3 or so. But you just like watching things like that. I like seeing some of these amazing homes in New York City, where there's a huge shortage of land, but you see motherfuckers building shit that you're like, what the fuck? How did they do this? Like indoor pools and things like that, $18 million cribs, and I'm like one day, how do fucking afford shit like this? I don't even understand. But
that's every time that I go to New York, that's the first thing I think.
Yeah,
because sadly, and this will go so quick, is they asked some of the mayoral candidates of New York City.
I saw that.
What is the average price of a home in Brooklyn? Two guys said 80,000. One guy said 80,000.
One said 100K.
100,000. I think the average price of a home in Brooklyn is $900,000.
It's $1 million.
$1 million. Fucking insane, right?
How disconnected are you that you are fucking that off where you can't even fucking guesstimate the correct price? Like, what world do you live in?
In my opinion, you should drop out of the race at
just
that point.
beat it. Get out of there.
Yeah, because
you don't fucking belong in there. You're not in touch with your own people.
And I just was like, yo, that's super crazy.
Yeah.
That's not even Manhattan. That's Brooklyn.
That's Brooklyn, yeah.
Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
And I like Brooklyn a lot. My father's from there. 9 times out of 10, if I go to New York, I'm not gonna make it to Brooklyn because I'm DJing in Manhattan. So I'm gonna just stay and we're gonna hang out there. But the fact of the matter is that, fam, if you don't even know that about Brooklyn, what are you gonna do about Queens? Their issues, the Bronx, their issues, everything in Manhattan, you know what I mean? So it's funny you bring that up though, just because every time I'm in New York City, I always wonder how can they keep building? They keep building. There's always I remember, what was it? You said it was the New York $1 Million Listing, the dude Frederick.
Yes.
And I remember when he was trying to sell that place 50 Esplanade or L'Esplanade. It was down in Tribeca, and I used to watch it a lot, man.
Yeah.
I don't get the real estate in New York, man. It's crazy.
I don't get it, but I also it's amazing to see how much money people have, where they can actually afford things like this, right?
Where are they getting the money? Who do they work for?
Bro, because some of these buildings that you're buying a $18 million place in, that's not the end of it. You're like service fees a month are like almost 10 grand. So on top of your mortgage, now you got to pay the condo fees, which is like $5,000 to $6,000
But
a
then a lot of
month.
times they don't. That's not their only residence. They don't only live in New York City.
I just don't fucking get it, man. How people are so rich? Like,
So okay,
where
so
did we
again,
go wrong in life?
the people that I DJ for in the Hamptons, and I'm not going to tell all their business, but they
Yeah.
own property in Manhattan. Then the house at the Hamptons is so ill. They're like, yeah, we're only out here from
Summers. Yeah.
Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what about
That's
before?
fire.
I'm like, what about before that? She's like, no. I'm like,
Yeah.
what about after that? She's like, no, we leave.
Yeah.
She's like, everybody leaves the Hamptons Memorial Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. So Labor
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
so this house is gorgeous, incredible house.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's like, yeah, we might come out once a year just to like check on something or if we want to do Thanksgiving or whatever. But I just always want to know, where do they get the money from?
Yeah.
Where do you
Put
have
us on.
this type of disposable income?
Let us get some of that money.
I DJ a lot. I do okay for myself, but I'm not in any way ready for a $900,000 house in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit's crazy, bro. I don't know. We
Man.
went wrong somewhere, bro.
Yeah. One of the funniest things I saw on Instagram was some girl who said she had sent Bill Gates a DM now that he's single, and she posted it on her story that, hey, yeah, I'm shooting my shot with Bill Gates. And she got a DM back, like saying, yo, this is Bill. This is my side account. What's up with you? And she responded, and Bill's like, yo, I'm going to give you half of Microsoft. Let me get your credit card. He got her bank info and then fucking emptied out her bank account. Yo, so she went to her bank. She woke up the next day and she gave it all up because she's like, I mean, it's fucking Bill Gates. Duh. He's already a millionaire and he's going to give me half of Microsoft. So, yeah, here you go. Here's my info. Here's my bank number. Here's my fucking, PIN number and all this shit. She had posted that story where she said she had sent Bill Gates a DM. Her bank account was emptied out. They took out like $2,900. The bank is like, fuck you. You're responsible for that. We're not fucking giving it back. So now she's just done. She's short $2,900. The scammers got her. The scammers are going to scam, bro.
Idiot.
Like, that's going to happen. So,
Idiot.
yeah. But I thought I got a good laugh out of that. But yeah, $1 Million Listing, New York season 9 just started, and I just started a new show on AMC Plus called Spy City. It's based on basically spies in the early days. I think it might be the 50s or early 60s, West Berlin, East Berlin, and how Europe was trying to, British spies trying to get more info on Germany and things like that. It's a really good show, Spy City on AMC. I'm only on the first episode. I'll give you guys some more details when I go through a few of those episodes. But yeah, that's all I got for TV right now.
There's in terms of music, I don't know, man. I haven't been listening to too much. I think that there's probably a lot out there, but I've been.
You got a lot of music though. You got some in the stash ready to.
I got 18 joints.
Yeah.
In the stash. Yeah. So,
Silent Tom's in the studio working.
Silent Tom's working. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to LA early August. My homie's out there. He helped me finish some stuff before. So there's some things, and I just need to get out there for a couple of days. And so Isabella's gonna go out of town. So as soon as Bella goes out of town, I'm going on a award tour.
There you
man,
go.
Miami,
Yeah.
LA. So I'm gonna finish the stuff out there. But yeah, been working on tunes. Been working on a lot of tunes, man. So it's good. It's good in that space. So
Word.
we'll see what happens. So shout out to our guy, always available. Streetwear Eddy.
We need you back, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Get well.
Get well soon. Right.
Yeah.
And we will obviously continue to hold it down until he returns, which should be next week. So
Definitely.
shout out to my man, Don't Charge Abdul.
Yes, sir. We here.
DJ
Episode
Jerome Bacon the
113.
third. We're back
Listen,
outside of the month.
go subscribe on our YouTube, man. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Leave a comment on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. What's a podcast IG?
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh,
Tell a
Abdul,
friend.
do you want to tell it before we leave? You want to tell us about the latest complex article you were a
Oh,
part of?
yeah. That's true. Actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, Complex reached out a few months ago. They were talking about Air Force Ones, and you know I sent over a list of some of my favorite pairs. Um, you know, Air Force Ones is tough, man, only because there were just so many of them. You know what I mean? I sent over that list, and as soon as I hit send, I was like, yo, I just remembered like 20 other pairs that should have been part of it, right? So,
Right.
um, but yeah, they did this article with some guys that are real Air Force One lovers. Of course, a friend of the show, DJ Clark Kent, is on it. Mayor, Fat Joe, and you know some guys. My friends also, Afro Kicks, my guy from LA. My boy PG Knows, and some other like well known. These other guys, they're collectors, like big time, like
Heavy.
heavy. You know what I'm saying? Irwin Shoes, shout out to him. Digala, Soul Cuts in Korea, and Yusuke, I believe is his name. He's also in Asia, based out of there. I mean, these dudes, they go fuck in, man. I could not believe that I was actually a part of that, just because I'm like, these dudes go to fuck in. Like,
Right.
you know, respectfully, I might not belong on here, but I appreciate all the love, man. But yeah, so everybody just, you know, they picked out one of the pairs out of my list, and it was the Cashmere Air Force Ones. You know, the laser pack. I don't know if you remember that shit.
Yep.
It was like a brown, almost like a tan pair, butter soft leather, and you know, lasered all over by Mark Smith with an all white midsole and outsole. Really beautiful shoe. It's not, might not probably be my favorite Air Force One, but still, it's up there for me. Like, it's gonna be on my list every time. So, yeah, shout out to Complex, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just remembered that. You know what I mean? As
Yeah,
you were scrolling through your situation. So,
word.
you know, always a pleasure to see the collection highlighted as well. So, shout out to my man, Don't Charge Abdul, DJ
Appreciate
Jerome
it,
Baker the
brother.
third. Make sure you follow, rate, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah,
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine, of course.
Parks, you're a buster.
Buster.
MC Serch.
Played yourself, son.
We're not really sure about you, MC Serch.
Search, you played yourself too.
And
Somebody
we're out.
needs to come out and call him out.
Give him the gas face.
Yeah.
All right, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.